Okay, I can do that for you. This is it. Oh, well, here, jack it up. Yeah, well, come sit with me. I can sit behind you.
Would you be interested in sitting up that front row so that you can get there and talk?
I parked myself out of the way.
We want you in the way.
All right, all I don't worry about this week.
I just got, well, I have a couple of them, but so I've been doing the 360 for a while, but I got a new one that's specially tuned for vlogs, so I wanted to bring it here, but I just don't know enough about the music yet.
That's right.
The Instant 360 is the best choice next to me.
Sneak by out. Okay, thank you.
You just have to, it's a whole nother, because you have to post-process your videos once they come out of there, so it's a whole another step. And it's also, it's got these fisheye lenses on both sides, so you have to be really careful.
Everybody else has space.
What's that? Both of them. The Insta one, they have more stuff for it, so they have more like protective films and stuff. So.
I basically wear my sweater over a button down every day. Underground, basement level.
Are you speaking tonight? I know CT Urbanus was on the schedule there.
You choose that?
Neighborhood.
Can't take them anywhere, huh?
Maybe don't throw it, just wave it. Videographer and transportation editor.
I'm nothing. I was the only one that could find a reporter.
So you're not really hearing that you're transportation editor.
Because they asked me if I could hire. I helped them build a bench every once in a while.
A little bit of a fever. Hardly any
She needs to have everything like set up like as fast as possible. Well, we powered, so it's done. The first round of like getting furniture, like the rooms are all furnished, the boxes are posted, packers are like put through basically. Well, we still have there's a room full of boxes because we need range transition to our long-term bedroom, which is like these boxes. But it's comfortable and oh yeah, well, my dad was there like every day for like the month before we moved in. Like, I think he was like he's like our general contractor, so he loves it. He loves it. And there's just one that comes over and still does not go. They were over.
It's money.
Wow.
So you came from a place where there were lights everywhere. Not to say there wasn't.
Yeah. I guess that would do alphabetical. Not necessarily.
Yeah, we came from Boston. I mean, they're the same place happening there here. West Hartford, like no-brainer, like laying down the middle of their apartment.
Weathersfield is just south and then south
But at the same time, there, the mayor just like does stuff and doesn't wait and ask him a committee. Like one day, voila, there's just
91.
and like actually, yeah. I mean, it helps that they have a bunch of money to do that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there's not like a committee to
They did give us dripping things.
How are you?
Young activist, he did 3,000 miles on his bicycle last year, and showing up for stuff. So these folks are my friends from West Hartford and
Before Christmas, CDC came back and said they're going to fund us, but only half of it. So we've been negotiating the budget and we've got moving in There's someone I want you to meet. I don't know.
But at the end, they're going to see it. You're going to get to see it at the table.
She's a real
If it's organized enough.
her background is like
They might get a question.
I just about to launch entrepreneurial app called so maybe it's the three of us. Oh, no,
Another thing that I'm actually like, those are the best things as we get older. You can get ones that are just a little system. Even though I'm 60, I go for speed. Make it go fast.
I'm the other way around.
But there are other ones that are just, if it's just a little house.
Yeah. You know, no, I was so sad. I really understand. Okay.
The brand. And those cargo bikes, they make some nice ones. Which one did you want? Rather off the Brad's a spit thing. And I think because I have a motorcycle too. So I mean, motorcycle. It's like 30 miles. I have several bikes. Some of them they go 20. But like I have one that goes 30, and it's a bicycle. It's like 30 miles an hour. Yeah, and if you think about it, the Tour de France guys, they're going like 24, 25. So you're going, yeah, only for the first 20 miles, so you have to push it. Pretty soon. I actually was going to go sneak on and film it the other day, but then they have it blocked off. And I'm like, you can get over the fence if you wanted, but I don't want to have to somebody gets a hard time getting it. Yeah, I thought. You can't claim we're going to shore. But it's done. I mean, I go on the bridge almost every day. And Russ is all paved. I think the only thing left is, it looks like they're putting up a suicide net. But otherwise, it looks gone. At least on the classroom side, where I can see it didn't look like it. But usually do something with seniors, like,
How about, do you know Siobhan?
Problem is we don't have a good see them all, but most of them are directly. So, we'll get them.
I have yet to meet her. But she's going to concentrate with Maya, with my friends initially. And then
How many people do we have on the stream? 5.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I know they were under 40 miles. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why they need.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite you to find your seats, get some food, find a place to sit down. We're going to start talking in just a couple of minutes.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Center, I'm the chairman of the BiCiCo. Oh, wow. Such places. Very interesting. Recycling. Yeah. I should work. I walked through tonight. Yeah, I figured it out. Oh, we got your bike.
All right, we're going to start talking.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our networking justice dinner this evening. I have a couple quick things to say to welcome you all to this space. First of all is welcome to BiCiCo. For those who don't know, BiCiCo is a program of the Center for Latino Progress. A quick thing about us, we've got this location and a shop downtown in Hartford, and we work to provide bicycle education and safety courses to folks, as well as providing bikes for anyone that needs a safe and sustainable form of transportation. We also do normal bike shop things as well. I'll talk about that more a little later. I want to say a huge thank you to Bike West Hartford, to Jack, Jen, and to Transport Hartford and Jay for helping organize this event today. You all are amazing. Yeah, big round of applause. A couple quick things about our space tonight. Anyone that needs to go to the bathroom, you can go through that door right back there, and then around to the right, we've got 2 bathrooms for all genders. That is also the location of a water fountain that also has a place to fill up the water bottle. And our emergency exit, there's one back there, there's an exit right there, and there's the exit that we came in from. Also behind you, if you haven't noticed yet, there's food, so please eat it. We also have, for some folks, some flyers on that back table next to the computer. Jack is pointing to them right now if you want to grab some flyers or learn some more information about organizations. Our kind of basic schedule this evening, once I shut up, Jay is going to say a couple words about our keynote speaker tonight, who is Kate Farrar, our state rep. And then we've got 9 organizations. I can't remember how many showed up because someone was sick, but we've got 9 organizations that are going to run through a quick 3-minute intro, who they are, what they've been working on, and what they're doing in the new year. And then everyone's gonna be quiet, and we're gonna hang out, talk a little bit more, get to know each other even better. Really quick, can I get a photo consent, folks that feel good about having their picture taken and up on the internet from any of our organizations tonight? Thumbs up is, I feel great about that. Thumbs down means don't take any pictures of me at all. Thumbs sideways means please ask me before taking pictures. Everyone that's planning on taking any pictures, take a look around. Looks like we have 100%. Thank you, everyone. The last thing that I want to discuss to help us round in the space today is our BiCiCo community norms. Most of these should be pretty straightforward to everyone, but we're going to go through them. The first is treat everyone with respect and without judgment. We don't tolerate harmful language here, anything that could hurt another person when said. We want to exercise patience with each other. We want to give space when something is problematic or makes you feel upset, and try to de-escalate situations. We always communicate and address any safety issues, and we strive to meet and support folks at every level of knowledge. So with that, I want to again say thank you so much to everyone for showing up. This work is so crucial, and it really takes all of us to make this happen. So thanks for coming to help us build the world that we can all move safely and equitably through. And I'm going to hand it off to Jay, who's going to introduce our keynote speaker. Jay?
Thank you, Jacob. And hey, thanks everybody for coming tonight. I'm really excited to see a room full of friends. Sometimes when we talk about these issues, we feel like we're a little bit of a bubble and trying to explain everything to everybody. So it's great to see a lot of friendly faces and folks here that are interested in talking about mobility justice as we move forward. Here at BiCiCo and the Transport Hartford Academy, we are sister programs of the Center for Latino Progress, and I'd like to just take a quick moment to recognize our executive director, Arlene Cohen, who is sitting in the front. Arlene hired me a year ago. I'm still not sure whether she made the right decision, but I really enjoy my work here, and I'm very proud to be here tonight with you all. Transport Hartford advocates for for folks who walk and bike and roll and stroll here in Connecticut. And as you all know, we want to make those options more affordable and accessible, and it's a critical need in a city where fully 1/3 of residents don't have access to a car. My work brings me out to the entire Capital Region, and so tonight our Capital Region Mobility Justice networking dinner is an attempt, I think, to bring all of our friends who we work together with into one room to build community and work on things going forward into 2024. So thanks everybody for being here. I'm still a little bit of a rookie at the Connecticut General Assembly. I was busy last session working for Transport Hartford and the Transportation Climate Coalition, advocating for transit-oriented communities, transit funding, cleaner transportation, roadway safety for folks who walk, roll, stroll, and scoot. And like any rookie anywhere, I paid attention. One thing that I learned right away is that if you stand still for just a couple minutes anywhere in the Capital Region, it will not be long before you notice that State Representative Kate Farrar is working nearby. Might be the Capitol, on the House floor where she's one of the deputy majority leaders. You might hear her asking all the right questions and giving informed responses in a hearing before the Transportation Committee, which she serves on. And maybe you've seen her at one of the scores of community events that she attends in her district. Representative Kate Farrar is everywhere, and we're proud that she's here tonight. She was first elected in November of 2020. She served the Newington and West Hartford neighborhoods in the 20th district. And in her first term, she worked on tax cuts that created a fair tax system. She expanded green transportation options, including rebates for electric bicycles here in Connecticut. Thank you. 20 years of experience. I can read her resume, but you probably know. 20 years of experience as a nonprofit advocate. She's executive director of the Connecticut Women's Education and Legal Fund, and she led the passage of Connecticut's landmark Paid Family and Medical Leave Act, in addition to advancing new laws for pay equity and increasing the minimum wage. Here in the mobility justice world, Kate is an important emerging leader. Smart Growth America selected her for the first ever cohort of the State Legislative Champions Institute. In case you want to know what that means, it means that she's connected to a network of experts nationwide on land use. It's linked to transportation, complete streets, transit-oriented development, and clean transportation. And in case you didn't know, let me just share with you that we are right now in Representative Kate Farrar's district, right here in this location. She's been at the forefront of transit-oriented development in this corner of West Hartford, which was formerly primarily an industrial area. And this is often an area that's held up as an example statewide of bringing community development and housing to places where there are active transit hubs. So this transit-oriented communities, transit-oriented developments concept means that we're reducing the need for cars and their greenhouse gas emissions, the parking space, the road subsidies, which are inefficient and unhealthy holdovers from the mistakes of wasteful, sprawling post-World War II development. Which we have a lot of. Yes! So we're in a new building here at 616 New Park Avenue, and the developer took advantage of the nearby, right next door, Elmwood Fast Track Station and the town of West Hartford's transit-oriented development district to build here without extreme minimum parking requirements, which hamper development opportunities. So last fall, while the town of West Hartford and local advocates were working to increase safety with the design of a road diet right here on New Park Avenue, where we're going to turn 4 lanes into 3, slow it down, make room for other people who are using the road. Kate Farrar walked up and down New Park Avenue and met with businesses and connected with them, explained the benefits of this project. And it's very likely that West Hartford's first protected cycleway is going to be built next summer, right here on New Park Avenue. So, Rep. Farrar is a strategy coordinator for the Connecticut Foundation in her non-superhero daily life, and she is also board president for the Betty Knox Foundation. And on behalf of, and she lives here in West Hartford with her husband and their Dougherty. So say hi when you see them. And on behalf of BiCiCo West Hartford and the Center for Latino Progress, BiCiCo, and the Transport Government Programs, I'm very pleased to welcome Kate Farrar as our keynote speaker.
Otherwise, I'm going to go on my tippy toes as well. Can you just shame Jay a little bit for that over-the-top introduction? I'm just going to get him back the next time, right? That's what this comes down to. Hi, everyone. I feel a little bit removed from you being up here, and I really just look forward to our chance to connect more individually while we're here together. I really have to say, you all are the experts on what we're going to talk about tonight from Mobility Justice. I stand here in solidarity as a fellow advocate, and I hope that when we leave here, we have some new best laid plans of how we can work together. But I have to say, when I was coming here this week and kind of thinking about this week and the topic, it just seemed very fitting that we were meeting during the week of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I actually was thinking specifically, as I was coming here today, about a particular poem that the poet Gwendolyn Brooks actually wrote about MLK Jr. And I did want to start with that today, because I think it grounds us in also why we're here. It reads, "A man went forth with gifts. He was a prose poem. He was a tragic grace. He was warm music. He tried to heal the vivid volcanoes. His ashes are reading the world. His dream still wishes to anoint the barricades of faith and of control. His word still burns the center of the sun above the thousands and the 100,000s. The word was justice. It was spoken. So it shall be spoken. So it shall be done. I thought of that poem because tonight we are all speaking the word justice, but I think we all are attuned enough that speaking justice does not mean that justice will be done. And in gathering tonight together, we know that our communities need our action for justice. As we look around our streets, thank you, Jay, for particularly highlighting this one street in front of us, New Park Ave. But as we think about our streets in any community we come from in the greater Hartford region, we all have shared challenges. We have the lingering, damaging effects of 1960s and 70s highway designs. We have rising crashes in our community and pedestrian deaths. We have continued limited bicycle and pedestrian options and public transportation options. And we also have to recognize this intersection of having a state in which we have the greatest income inequality in the country, and how are we going to ensure that all of our community members move in our world equitably. So we know we are all here, likely because this topic is something that we believe in every day. We believe in justice. So I do ask you, just like as I was thinking about that poem, what does justice mean to you? And I also ask you to think about how your vision of justice was formed. How your vision of justice was formed. Because that story matters about how we move forward in this world. Jay rattled off more things about me than anyone used to know, but I will just say that my idea of justice was formed from a young age. And I have to say that it was likely formed from going to work with my mom. I would go to work with my mom, a nurse practitioner, at Statewell Health Center in Waterbury, Connecticut. I would hang out with June, this incredible woman who always coordinated her nails and her high heels. You know those women, right? They're, and as a kid, let me tell you, I wanted to hang out with June. But what I didn't realize in being in this environment was its effect on me. Because in being in this environment, a place where no matter who you were, where you were from, your gender, your race, your age, your economic status, you were provided health care. It was just that simple. And although I didn't know it at the time, this health center and this environment really formed my expectations of how the world needed to be just and fair. I have no doubt that you all can think about your own moment of how your vision of justice was formed. I have to say, when I stepped up to run for State Representative about 4 years ago, it was to continue this fight for justice, to be a champion for our community. And it's really the reason I'm here today with all of you. Also, as you can imagine, given the topic and where we are physically placed, this is something that I heard continuously from the residents that I would knock on their doors. I would hear things about how they wanted to more easily walk to the store, how they wanted to decrease their sense of fear in driving around their neighborhood, how they saw these glints, these kind of glimmers of opportunity to live closer to where they work, and they wanted more of that. And I heard many of those things when I was running, and I hear those things continuously today. And that's why I think in our work together, we can see these glimmers of progress, and we know progress more substantial, we have to work together. You have many of the solutions, and those solutions are critical for us to build this more equitable world that we imagine. Jay mentioned that this year, not only did I join the Transportation Committee for the first time, and I have to say, my background is in a lot of equity issues, but I have to say, I now start to feel more and more that I get to be a transportation geek like all of you. So thank you to many of you who have welcomed me into that world, because it is a constant learning process, and that's why you all are experts here. And as soon as I joined the Transportation Committee, I have to say, to Jay's point around wanting to learn more, it's one of the reasons why I joined Smart Growth America's Champions Institute. Because I knew that if, we can continue to make change, not just on, this one street, but to make change across the state, we need more of us that are familiar with how to get this done. And as a new member of the Transportation Committee, I wanted to join in this work because, around these aspects of justice, are really this act of ensuring that everyone deserves to live in a healthy and vibrant community. There is this tremendous growth that we've seen, in this corridor specifically, but we also have a lot of opportunities. So, in my district of West Hartford and Newington, yes, we've seen some progress, but we also want to ensure that we're taking advantage, even greater advantage, of our fast track stations, right? That we're pursuing more projects with the state roads that crisscross our district. That we're pursuing more train stops, right, along this Hartford Line train stop. And that we're pursuing more and more of these streets projects that are going to happen right outside this window. In kind of participating, I have to say, as a Transportation Committee member and a part of this Champions Institute, I think there were three things, that I'm sure are imbued in your work that kind of really lifted to the surface as kind of key solutions that I think unite us as we do this work together. One was some of why we ended up where we are, right? Which is that a lot of the disincentives that exist are often driven by the funding mechanisms and what we measure. I think one of the things I was most shocked about becoming a Transportation Committee member and also participating as a champion in Smart Growth America really was how much our measurement, tied to our federal government dollars, really is valuing that speed and traffic mitigation on our roads. And we're stuck in this measurement. But I would say this is starting to change. And I think what is so key to us as a solution is how we continue to take action in the state to prioritize multimodal funding opportunities, to insist on an equity approach in what our funding opportunities are, and to really make sure that we aren't thinking about this one kind of dated measure that is so long existing. So the more that we can change what we measure, the more that we can change what our environments look like. The second thing that I would say kind of lifts to the surface, and I think we all try to do in our work together, is that we cannot separate housing from transportation, right? We can't separate health from transportation. We can't separate environment from transportation. And I think one of the statistics that drew me in the most during some of these conversations was the recognition that half of all of our car trips in America are less than 3 miles long. I just say that over and over again to people, right? When it sinks in, right? Half of all of our car trips are 3 miles long. And wouldn't we like another option besides driving that car for those 3 miles? And so to me, if we're going to create this world of healthier communities, it's essential for us as a state, and I are challenging the other, gatherings that are happening on different issues and bringing transportation and mobility up in those conversations is how we can make sure we're taking this more holistic look. One of the things that I think will be coming forward again this legislative session that I'm very excited about is a bill that we tried to do last year to further incentivize more housing in our transit-oriented development zones in our state. Again, really linking housing and transportation. It's not rocket science, but so often these things are distinguishable according to different policies, different funding streams, and it's on us to bring up those questions in every room that we're in. And then finally, I would just say, one of the things I think of as a solution for all of us is to do whatever we can in the spaces that we are to really lead with stories, because exactly, Arlene, lead with the story. People make decisions based on stories, and as someone new to transportation, I have to tell you, I do know a little bit more of the lingo than I did a year ago, but there's a lot of terminology that people can get stuck in and not see what we're actually talking about. So instead of another obscure technical detail, we often can lose the ability to engage and organize for change. So to me, it's about the stories that our community members are facing now. For instance, I know of a worker who, due to our bus system right now, has to get up at 4 a.m. because there's not a direct bus route that can get him across the Connecticut River, west to east to get to work in the morning, right? Or the senior that I hear from, who won't walk to the pharmacy anymore to get their medications because of the speed of the car on the roads and their recent pedestrian deaths in our town. Or honestly, the young person who doesn't have a driver's license to commute to college, but also can't afford what often are the luxury apartment rents near the train station. I say this because, we need to tell our stories, just like our stories that we share of why we do this work, why we care about justice, how our vision of justice was formed. These stories of what our neighbors, what we and our family and friends are facing every day is what can precipitate that change. And I've seen this change in this corridor, the way that people talk about how they feel in living here and being able to do business here, walk here, bike here. And those are the stories that we want to lift up as well. I also would just say, when I think about these solutions and the work that you all are doing, I think we can agree that without, we can't move on any of these without the planning and transportation better reflecting the communities that are impacted most often and often disproportionately by these decisions. And I think that actually some of the best ideas around community engagement, especially from marginalized communities who are often missing, one of the things that I've seen most successful is actually using arts and culture as a key role to build greater equity. There are really special models in Arizona and Washington State that have facilitated community dialogue on how we create our places that we live, work, and play. And this type of engagement can get us further towards this goal of mobility justice. So as Gwendolyn Brooke shared, and I shared at the outset, the word is justice, but we can't just speak it. And for it to be done, that is going to take more than just us and our transportation terminology and our stories in this room. It will take our organizing, our actions, and our support of one another. It will take us asking why. It'll take us asking why not. And I personally just want to thank you for really being such change makers on a daily basis, because there is a lot to do, but every single one of you has not only chosen to get up every day and to say that this is the work that needs to be done, come here on a cold night and have some delicious food and commit to doing even more. So I stand with you as a fellow advocate for justice, and I just can't wait to see what more we can accomplish. And I look forward to being your partner this legislative session and beyond. So thank you so much.
Please feel free to move around as we shift to the different parts of the program. Plenty of food, and also Jacob pointed out how to get to the restrooms if you need it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm recording you.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
10 people watched you.
Oh my goodness, I feel so
I wonder if
popular.
there's 10 folks. So are you the e-bike lady?
I am, yes.
I heard so many people like they were so excited.
Yes,
But
we
and
need
then
more
they,
money there.
yeah,
We need more money.
I'm
We
wondering,
didn't have
do we
enough.
know of the certificates that were given out, how many bikes have been purchased?
I have the latest. I don't have the latest. I didn't check it. I haven't checked it for a few months because it went so quickly.
Okay. I know their certificates went, but how many actually went and got bikes? Because most of those people, those first certificates, they got the full money, so they should literally get a
West Hartford and Newington, thank you so much. I'm so happy to see all of you here.
It's not a big deal. That's good.
And I want these people, and I'm really grateful that you all came out tonight. Thank you. And thank you for donating for this amazing meal, which I would like to eat. So tonight we raised about $900, and some of that went to dinner. We had dinner from Tangiers and from Scott's. So we are left with about $400 that we're going to be donating to BiCiCo tonight. So thank you. And if we need, we also can always donate to Bank West Hartford or someone.
My name's Jack Doherty. Thanks again for coming out tonight. We're so thrilled, in addition to Kate Farrar as our keynote speaker, we're going to hear from several advocates for mobility justice. And we asked people tonight to give their 3 minutes, 3 slides of a quick overview of like who you are, what were your accomplishments in 2023, and what are your goals in 2024. And you can see the rundown here. We'll get started in just a minute. Now, we heard Jacob explain that one of the community norms here is to be patient with everyone. But we want to help you be patient with people on this 3-minute schedule. So, who's old enough here who remembers the Gong Show? Do you remember the Gong Show? Well, everybody here has the bike bell, okay? So, if you're up here speaking and you hear one ringy dingy, that's a reference to being public. One ringy dingy. Then that's a signal that 3 minutes about up. And if you hear lots of ringy dingies, that's the Gong Show, and we want to be patient with you, but we also want to get on to our next person. So thanks for working with us on that tonight. Folks who are coming up here, we ask you to watch out for the cords. And when you get up here, I realize it's a little bit dark, but there is a clicker, right here, will help you out. You can just help it up with this big button to go forward on it, or on the laptop itself in the bottom right corner, you can just hit the arrow key to go forward the slide. All of the slides and even the live stream tonight will be on tonight's event page. So if there's interesting things you're seeing here tonight, you want to read more about it or connect with people, you'll have a chance to do that. We're ready for our first group of 3. It's from Bike West Hartford. We've got Jim and Ethan and Tracy. Please come on up.
I'm Jim Heck. I'm part of BiCiCo. We are the nonprofit group of volunteers
West Hartford. I wanted to say, like West Hartford, I just learned this morning, is 11 years old as of this last week. So we're excited about that. We're 11 years old. I wanted to just mention our accomplishments, some of our accomplishments for the year 2023. So we've brought together the town under unfortunate circumstances. We lost a pedestrian to a tragic hit-and-run crash. And in less than 24 hours, we pulled together a group of people to go out and have a vigil in the street. And news was there, and we had town officials were there, and it was a cold morning. It feels like tonight. And we stood out there, I think we were out there for like 2 hours. And it made a difference. And we now have a Vision Zero program is in place and moving forward. So that was a big accomplishment. Another big accomplishment is Center Streets, West Hartford. So if you're not familiar with it, it's an Open Streets Festival. It was inspired by Tracy and I going to New York. We were seeing Summer Streets, which happens in New York on 3 Saturdays in August. And we came back and said, we have to do this in West Hartford. It's a joyous event. The streets are full of people. For just that period of time, there's no cars, and it just like you realize that the streets aren't just for cars, they're for people and like pedestrians and scooters and everything but cars. It's a wonderful event. So we just put on our 6th Center Streets this past summer, and we hope to move forward with that. And it's a joyous event. We started, Ed Pollock and Tracy and I started that event in 2014, and it's something to see. And I'm already at 3 minutes. The last, I just have about 10 more minutes. I'm just kidding. So the other thing was that we built community this year. We've had rides, we've had films, we've had meetups, we've had walk audits, and we just are to do more. Thank you.
My name is Viola Haldane, and I'm with Advocacy Legacy.
I'm Ann Drogassi, and I'm with AARP Connecticut.
Advocacy Legacy's mission is to educate individuals, families, and communities to change lives.
Our mission is to empower older adults to choose how they live as they age. And we're here tonight because an important part of how you live as you age is how you move around your community as you age.
So, our 2 things that we did last year that we feel was really important for Advocacy Legacy is we're known for youth engagement, and we teach young people how to change laws. So July 1st, 2023, middle and high schoolers had a new law go into effect in Hartford. You cannot sell tobacco or cannabis products within 500 feet of the school. We're trying to move that to the state level. So more to come. But our work around walk audits is something that we have partnered with AARP, and that's something we're proud of. We've done 2 neighborhoods, and they include not only residents, but city workers, politicians, youth, and the work that we do, the results we get from the walk audit recommendations are made to various stakeholders like the city, public works, etc., Department of Education, to change how the safety of the community is impacted.
One of the things that we really enjoyed about partnering with Advocacy to Legacy on these walk audits was that it really embodied sort of the 880 concept. That if we design communities that are great for 8-year-olds or teenagers and 80-year-olds, we're going to have communities where the design works for everyone, for people of all ages. I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our volunteers, Pat Lang. She's over there. You can also see her on the red. AARP has a walk audit toolkit available. I have the website right there. If you want a lot more website things and resource things, I have them in my folder right here. We also have a bike audit toolkit that might be of interest.
So our 2024 initiatives, we're going to continue more walk audits, but we have an initiative that looks to eliminate driver's license suspension in the state of Connecticut because of failure to pay fines and fees or appear in court. For some reason, it seems like DMV is the collection agency for the state, and you can get your license suspended for things that are not even driving related. And so we would like to address it. We feel it's an equity issue because if you have the money to pay fine, you pay it, and you go about your life. But if you do not have the money, could be taken away. And so our young people are advocating for driver's education to be brought back to high schools.
Just very, very quickly, we have also handouts I have here about a grant opportunity that's available right now. I think of particular interest to folks in this room. We have a microgrant program that's available that can match nonprofits and municipalities with either America Walks or the League of American Cyclists, and then you get a $2,500 grant to implement bike and walk audits in your community. We also have a flagship grant program that's open right now. The average grant that can come through that program is about $11,000. Those can be used for improvements to public spaces and to transportation. Not on here, but very, very quickly, we're also we also want to help older adults understand some of the non-vehicular transportation options that they have out in the community. In April, we are looking to do an event with Cycling Without Age, which is a great program. They have a program up and running in Manchester, so we're going to be doing an event with them in April, and then in May we have a Try It Day with CT Rides to get older adults trying out the fast track.
Thank you very much, Violetta, and also if you want to put your flyers on that. So next one up is tell us who you are and your organization.
Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri. I'm an organizer with Connecticut Urbanist. Connecticut Urbanist is a safe streets advocacy group based on Greater Hartford. And we believe that people who walk or bike should be able to do it safely without risk of their lives, but also as senior West Hartford essential. So over the past year, we've been basically doing 2 initiatives: the Streets Memorial Project, also bench builds. As you can see from the pictures, it's been a collaborative effort. So I'm really happy to see some familiar faces who have contributed their time, effort, and also money for arts initiatives. So I'm going to be talking about the Streets Memorial Project. So basically, those shoes are memorials that are meant to be a reminder of a tragedy, a quiet statement of support for people's right to travel. We placed about 22 memorials in 11 towns, cities throughout the state to basically signify the location where an unavoidable tragedy has taken place. The memorial is basically composed of a pair of shoes painted white with flowers, and we basically place them in locations as it's and we've organized bike rides, and we've organized walks with groups. I just want to point out the 3 memorials that are here in West Hartford for Emilio, Carlos Galarza, and Virginia Uralski. So another thing that we've done is partner up with Washington, Connecticut. We've hosted the first World Day of Remembrance for the traffic victims at Western Park. This was past November, and we're also creating a brochures campaign video that you'll be seeing rolling out. Lastly, the bench build project. So we've organized more than 10 bench builds and placed over 30 benches at parks, schools, and bus stops throughout Greater Hartford. Most of these benches are for bus stops. There is a clear need for better transit facilities if we're trying to get people out of their cars. We've raised over $1,300 from small donors, such as you guys. And we've also gotten a letter about grant from the city of Hartford. In West Hartford, we have 2 benches on Newington Avenue, one outside CVS, West Hartford, also one at Price Right. These are existing shelters, but they didn't have any benches. These are supposed to be temporary solutions. We're going to be advocating for the town and the state to replace these so we can put these benches in other locations with greater needs. And I just want to point out a couple of the organizations that we're partnered up with. Advocacy of Legacy, we put 7 benches in Blue Hills, as I said, on the blog, BiCiCo, and Thank you again. There's one of our benches right as you walk in the door. If you have a location that you think there's a need for a bench, please contact me and let's see if we can make that happen.
Definitely check out that question from the room, and let's hear next from Amy Watkins.
Okay, Watch Your ACT, it is a statewide education and basically statewide education campaign aimed at reducing bicyclist and pedestrian injuries and deaths as a result of traffic crashes. It was started in 2017 in response to a week in 2016 when there were 9 serious crashes in Connecticut that resulted in 8 pedestrian fatalities in just 1 week. So basically, we at Connecticut Children's received a grant from the Department of Transportation for this work. So in 2023, as Demetrius just said, we did our first ever World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. We are going to be doing it again this coming year. So if anyone wants to be involved in that committee, let me know. Certainly come and at least enjoy the day with us. We redesigned our website to make it more focused on data so that people can really go to the Watch Your ACT website and get the information they need to advocate in their community. And we did some focused messaging, a lot of it by request. Trail crossings from the front of the Valley Trails Council, concurrent signaling for the city of Norwalk, RFPs, which are taking around rapid flashing beacons, some stuff for runner safety, and back to school campaigns to keep kids safe around the way back to school. So that's some of what we did in 2023. In 2024, I'm super excited that I got some additional funding to add another staff member so I can increase my community outreach. So we'll be able to go out and see even more communities and do even more work than we have been able to so far. We're going to do our second World Day of Remembrance. We are partnering with Safe Routes to Schools. Now DOT has a paid coordinator that's back in action. She's working really hard, so we're working on curriculum with her. As Demetrius also mentioned, we're doing the Go Shoes campaign and mini documentary. So you'll see some ads already on bus tails, but you'll get to view a little documentary talking about the importance of these memorials and the importance of bicycle and pedestrian safety. And then I continue to be a co-chair of the Education Subcommittee of the Vision Zero Council, which recommends legislative changes to the legislature each year. That is it. Record time.
Great time here. And our next one up, we've got Casey Moran.
Hey everyone, how are you doing tonight? I'm Casey Moran. I'm a Hartford resident, and back in 2023, I co-founded the Hartford Livable Coalition. And what we kind of stand for, what we're interested in, is the 3 things that make a community fantastic. And I think everybody here understands that. our goal is to help connect everyone in the city who already sees these things, and that's why they're there. We are unnaturally Hartford for Hartford and want Hartford to be even better than it is. I'm understanding that a lot of times decisions are made for the city of Hartford without really understanding the impacts of that on people. Shortly after election, we got our first win that last fall. There was an attempt to change the Hartford zoning code to create pedestrian vehicle complex on sidewalks downtown. We helped advocate against that, so those are really good stuff. But for 2024, we kind of have a few things we're working on. The first one is we want to try to get cars out of our parks and water fountains in them so that kids when they're in the playground or in parks can have access to a water fountain. It's crazy that that doesn't exist yet. We want to push the city to speed up their Vision Zero initiatives and Safe Routes to School initiative, the daylighting intersections that kids can make in schools. And then the last thing I want to talk about tonight is agreements, and specifically the tri-point agreement. So your first question is, what is the tri-point agreement? I'm actually happy to answer that. Let's first talk about what agreement is called. They are active transportation corridors. They get you from point A to point B safely. While they can be used for recreation, that's not their goal. They're there to kind of connect people to their surroundings. And ideally, you don't need an automobile to actually access them. So one of the first things I said was, we're very proud to be a Hartford organization. But I also realized that we're a region. So that brings me to the tri-point train. We are actually really close to a region from having an integrated greenway system that gets us from Plainfield through New Britain and then forks onto West Hartford Center and Hartford Center. Tri-points, 3 points, 3 major towns in there. But this would be an active transportation corridor that stitches together existing Pulteens trails that are already out there, that already do all of these things. But they're only a mile long, they're only 2 miles long, and 3 miles long. And what we really want to see is in 2024, there would be a planning push to say, let's close these gaps. Let's have greenways for everybody, not just those who can get into a car to get to. What would be the impact of this? 85,000 people. It's 85,000 people would get into a golf teams. They would live within a half mile of some section of this greenway. And this greenway Plainfield would connect to East Coast Greenway, kind of giving us another option to get from point A to point B, unsafe greenways where they are. So I do have a flyer with that. If you want to pick up and actually see details, there's also a blog post on West Hartford's website that I helped put together. Appreciate you all listening to me, and I will pass it on to our next speaker.
Thank you very much, Casey. Kevin Sullivan was scheduled to be here tonight, and unfortunately he's ill. He's not able to be here. But Kevin Sullivan, we know affectionately is the guy in the Day-Glo colors, does so much. We wanted to keep him in the program and just give him a shout out. You wouldn't, probably wouldn't have Bike Walk Weathersfield without people like Kevin Sullivan and colleagues of his who keep that organization going, celebrating cycling in West Hartford, also in Weathersfield, but trying to make it safe as well. And also here in West Hartford, we're the beneficiary because Kevin does double duty. Kevin makes sure the organization Cycling Without Age, the West Hartford chapter of that, it got revitalized this year, largely due to the efforts of Kevin. And you can see here with Thomasina, that's one of our ambassadors in the Cycling Without Age vehicle. They are spreading good word about everyone deserves the freedom to have the wind in their hair and to have mobility transportation. So Kevin might be watching us tonight, so let's give a round of applause for Kevin Sullivan. And next up, we've got Alan and this is Jay, can I ask you to help on this one? Go back to slides, guys. Out of the right of way, so we can see. I'll just start talking. By the way, blog my rocking on Instagram. I'll watch this. I'm going to talk quickly about this was my first copy of Keynote, right? And I say first
first Rocky Hill community bike ride. It was a 16-mile ride that went around some of the paved roads, neighborhood streets. That's Derek Cave. Shout out to Derek, one of the principal people at Rocky Hill. You should know him. That's me. And when we went around 16 miles in a circular route, we passed by schools, middle schools, high schools, parks, industrial parks, and neighborhoods. Also a big cog in Weathersfield. His name, Tom Brown, thank you. Absolutely fantastic. This is Dividend Pond. I'm glad I'm just going to speak. That's a Great Meadows. I'll tell you a little about where I live and how this relates to me. That's Ferry Park. Good old Rocky Hill. That's the Rocky Hill Glastonbury Ferry, of course. We had 12 people show up. And I want to say frankly that we didn't get any municipal support at all. We had organizers that called friends and said, let's get a ride together. We don't at Rocky, I know this is streaming live, so I'm going to be very, very diplomatic in saying that the town of Rocky Hill does not put energy into these things. So when you want to know what walk like Rocky Hill is, it's me. It's a town of 20,000 people, and Derek and Ed, and there's Lewis, and there's 4 or 5 other people, really good-minded people, but we're trying to work right now at a state level of organizing, and that's where I pivoted in 2022, so that 2024. So that's what I did in 2023. That was a bike ride and got involved with some town activities. And now, last night, I came off the heels of an event I organized with Representative Carrie Wood, Representative Amy Warren-Bello from Weathersfield and Rocky Hill, respectively. And we talked about something called Connections and the River, and the Connecticut River. How am I doing? And one thing that's important about Rocky Hill to me is that when we closed on our house in April of 2021, the very next day, something called the Ames department store was announced as a redevelopment, 220 plus apartments with mixed use, and Alan from Queens moved to Rocky Hill and said all I wanted is a walk to profit. This was my hope that there was going to be a walk to profit. We live in a nice small town that has a tremendous potential. If you all can think about how we could change the culture of the Silas-Deane Highway, I like to say hashtag Save for Silas-Deane. We're trying to call it Main Street, which it actually is, and we're trying to refer to it as the Silas-Deane Boulevard. These are all important cultural steps to change how we think about we get through our town. I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of keynote highlights from last night. That is, Martha Connolly from Riverfront Recapture came out and spoke and met about Hartford to Weathersfield. Tim Lewis from Great Meadows Conservation Trust talked about how important this, you saw the Weathersfield Great Meadows Trust pathways that we can get from Rock Hill to Connecticut. And Friedrich from Bike Walk Glastonbury came out. So I'm talking about, if you all know, you know, let's get physical with a big hit in the 80s. I'm going to talk let's get regional. I want people to talk to other towns. We'll have multi-town meetings as often as possible. And the next time I have one, I'm going to invite you all to come out to Rocky Hill or Glastonbury, Weathersfield. Thank you for your time, and thank you to the hosts.
All right, hi everybody. Transport Hartford. We are part of the Center for Latino Progress. Our mission at the Center for Latino Progress is to advance the socioeconomic conditions of the metropolitan Hartford community. And we emphasize on our Hispanic community members, though, through education, training, supportive services, leadership development, and advocacy. So, as I mentioned earlier, Transport Hartford Academy is our advocacy and policy group. And I want to just tell you about 3 focus areas that we have for last year and for the year ahead. We, in the capital region, of course, support active transportation And we are very proud to have partnered with many community organizations on walk audits in the region. We love teaching people how to do walk audits. We love going on walk audits. Please call me anytime if you want to go on a walk audit. I'll go anytime, anywhere, anyplace. And it's a great way for the people in the community to show leaders and folks who they want to share their community knowledge with and to be engaged in working to make places safer and better in moving forward. So we do walk audits. We worked really hard last year on passing the Governor's Vision Zero Council recommendations, which include automated enforcement, which can only be used in high injury zones, school zones, and places where there's demonstrated danger from speeding and red light running. Some of the money has to be used to make safer infrastructure, and it cannot be used to discriminate against people from low-income neighborhoods. So we're really proud of that bill. It's going to reduce deaths on our roadways as it has in New York City. We worked really hard on the Connecticut e-bikes rollout, the rebate rollout. $1,500 for people to purchase an e-bike, and we tried to educate the community about that opportunity, and we're really excited to see that the entire program went quickly. In 10 days, there were 6,000 applications, and we need more money for e-bike rebates coming up. Safe Streets Hartford partnership is going to be in our future. We're going to work on Safe Roads to School, BC Bus, which is where parents and kids ride to school together, walk audits, and complete streets. Our CT Transit Riders Union, we learned last year when free fares ended on April Fool's Day that 500,000 rides disappeared in 1 month. So the Hartford, New Haven, and Stamford ridership on CT Transit went down from 2.5 million to less than 2 million per month in 30 days when free fares ended. So a lot of the people who we work with in our communities depend on the bus. It's their primary mode of transportation, and there is no reason why we can't have better fare equity. So we're forming a transit riders union in Connecticut. This year we want to fund K-12 bus and rail passes for every kid in Connecticut to be able to ride the bus and fast track for free. We need better transit in Hartford. We're going to work with people like Casey and like you to have better bus stop infrastructure. Thank you, Dimitri, and rapid bus routes. BC Path. I'm going to only talk about this a little bit because Jacob's going to cover it. It's a grant from the Connecticut Institute at UConn for climate adaptation and resilience, and they provided us with funding to provide 40 bicycles to people in Hartford, and also to install hyper-local air quality monitoring equipment with the Purple Air Network, so that we can explain to people who live in urban places the air quality and the asthma that they're experiencing is from transportation-related emissions, and that that's something that they can change, and that they can work with us and the people in this room to make those changes. We're going to continue to engage our community to improve air quality in Connecticut, and this year we're going to make a big focus to fundraise for BC Path, which is what we call this program. Here are some of our BC Path participants. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's take a breath. I've been sitting a lot. I'm going to try to make this relatively painless. But we're going to start by talking about BiCiCo. I mentioned this a little bit at the beginning of the evening. We're also a program of the Center for Latino Progress. Jay so kindly mentioned what the CLP's mission is. And I'm going to talk a little bit about two of our main programs. First is our bike giveaway programs. So we've had Bikes for Jobs been a program we've ran for a couple of years. And unfortunately in 2023 the funding for that dried up, but not before we were able to get 50 bikes out the door to people that need a sustainable and affordable method of transportation. But fortunately, yeah, that's great. Excellent. Fortunately, Circa and Jay and Transport Hartford came in to provide some funding for BC Path. That took a little bit to get rolling, but in 2023 we were able to give 17 bikes, lights, locks, helmets, and memberships away. And this is something we're seeing with BC Path, which is Bikes for Jobs. We gave folks bikes, lights, locks, and helmets, and we said, have a great time with those. We hope that you enjoy them and ride them a lot. When I came on board, I wanted to implement ways we could continue to support this community as they get their bikes and they ride them. So we included memberships to our do-it-yourself hours, which I'll mention in just a moment on our next slide. With BC Path, we're trying to extend that even further. So we're including learn to ride support, help finding routes so you can get where you need to go. So we're not just giving people a bicycle, but we're helping them join our community of active transportation users, of folks that can get around safely. And our goal is to keep, thanks, Jim. Our goal is to keep growing that, to keep expanding. So the next thing I want to talk about is our educational programs. We've got a bunch of youth programs which are fantastic. We've got Bike Life and Earn a Bike and our summer camp. Through Bike Life, we've met with our community, delivered safety classes to youth and adults, and given out bikes to folks that, a lot of kids that want a fun way to ride. Through Earn a Bike and summer camp, we're introducing youth to bike repair basics, giving them an opportunity to learn something new, work with their hands, and potentially find a career trajectory where we've got youth joining the Earn a Bike or summer camp programs, becoming shop apprentices, and ultimately finding full-time employment in our shop. We also have our do-it-yourself hours, as mentioned. In 2023, we had over 250 people visit our twice-weekly do-it-yourself hours. This is an opportunity for folks to get access to tools that might be too expensive to buy, to get access to specialized knowledge from professional mechanics, and to have the ability to come into the shop, try something out, learn something new, work with their hands, and have a lower cost repair because you're not paying for the labor of a shop mechanic to do the work for you. All you'll be paying for is the parts. So it makes bike repair, maintaining your bike, much more accessible. Our major goals for this year, thanks Jen, we're looking to continue securing stable sources of funding for all of our programs, which we want to grow and expand so we can reach more people and make them more sustainable. And that's all.
Wonderful, that's great. Thank you very much, Jacob. Jacob's going to bring up the lights because if you haven't said who you are yet, we're coming to you next. People, you can get up and move around, you can get more food, you can use the restrooms, but if you haven't spoken yet, we're just asking you to stand up from your seat and just say who you are. And if you have some type of group affiliation, that's great, you're going to say that. And if you're here with some other people in the same group, you can all go together if you'd like. I want to start with Robert, who's been running the live stream. And just say who you are, please. And also, since this part won't be on the mic, we'll probably end the live stream right after you introduce yourself.
Robert G. And I'm an e-biker, and I run a little YouTube channel. And it's been a pleasure live streaming you tonight.
That's great. Thank you very much, Robert.
Hello, my name is Thomas. I used to run the Jay's is coming down. I live in Wethersfield, so I don't carry the and organize ride on the videos, but I'll see you.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Let's go to Jen Boyd. Jennifer Boyd.
Hi, my name's Jennifer Boyd. I'm a documentary producer at the Basic Street Project that's screening across the country right now. And Jack is sort of slowly reeled me into my West Hartford. So now I'm very involved as a
She's our newest board member.
I'm just a social justice supporter for housing, transport, and I think I'm his biggest cheerleader.
Let's go to Tiana's group.
Yeah, we're all members of Octagon Cycling Club, out of Brookfield. They're around since 1997, right? Also in the house.
Just tell us your names, please, as you run down.
Marvin. President.
Marvin, the president of the club.
Yolanda.
Tony Drake.
Founder of 1996. Tiana.
Wonderful. Octagon Cycling's in the house now.
Hi, I'm Aaron Frankel, from West Hartford, recently moved back here from Boston. Looking forward to getting involved in Bike West Hartford some more. I'm a cyclist, a pedestrian, a runner, so really a pusher of a stroller on the sidewalk. So just looking forward to getting involved in having myself run over by a car and making our facilities more accessible to everybody.
Wonderful. So Anson, we got you back here, and you're one of our youngest but most active advocates here. Tell us who you are.
My name's Anson. I'm from Newington. I love to bike. I got 3,000 miles of North Rock bike since May. So I'm suffering. Trying to start a bike committee for Newington. Kind of going well. Keep going.
Anson's looking to make connections. If you want to get involved with what's going on in Newington or make connections across town borders, definitely check in with Anson. Let's go back over. I've got folks standing in the back. Each of you, the one main stand, please.
Hi, Corey Merriman from Glastonbury. I'm a friend of Arlene and BiCiCo. We're recreational bikers.
I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for your support and your here. And looking forward to good volunteers.
Let's do our, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Phoebe, and I volunteered at BiCiCo and like my
Glad you're here.
I'm Phoebe L. I'm a resident of West Hartford, also volunteered here for a bit, and just passionate about everything about cycling, public transportation, and really trying to just see how we can make the town better. So I'm up if anybody needs help with anything. I got that.
We like that. I like that.
Hi, my name is Ellen Eichenhorst. I'm a resident of Hartford. I've lived here for about 8 years now. I'm also a teacher in West Hartford. And I really love to ride my bicycle. But what gets me really excited is dedicated bike lanes. So I'm really excited about the ones that we got downtown, and a couple years ago we got some on Farmington Ave. So I'm really looking forward to biking around and then shrieking with joy when I see the lanes finally get painted.
And I'll just add that if you're biking somewhere where there aren't bike lanes yet, you want Ellen there, because Ellen, on a group bike ride, she will block a whole intersection with her body and her bike and make sure it's safe for everyone to get there, so we appreciate it. Let's go to Ed Pollock's row next, and Ed, start with you.
Yeah, hi folks, I'm Ed Pollack. I'm the chair of the West Hartford Pedestrian and Bicycle Commission, and I'm a member of the Vision Zero Task Force. And we kind of work within the system. You know, we work with the town engineer especially, town manager, and we advocate for all vulnerable road users. We have monthly meetings, the second Monday of every month, room 400 of Town Hall. Please come. Anybody who shows up, you will have an opportunity to say your piece. And we represent the community, but we really need the community behind us. So please, support us, come to our meetings, and help us make West Hartford just that much safer for road users. Thanks.
I'm Alan. I like biking around West Hartford and staying alive. and if anybody wants to go to Real Artways after this, I can get 4 people in for free.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
Hi, my name's Elijah. I'm a Hartford resident. I'm also the chair of the West End Association Transportation Task Force. I kind of fell into that. It wasn't something I had designed on. But that being said, if there's an event like Greater Hartford when it comes to an opportunity for public comment on multimodal infrastructure, I always try to be there. So hopefully I can meet some of you guys. Thanks.
Anna has already introduced me as the chair of the and I am very used to it. I testified at the Capitol. I'm used to that. We make it signal. But thank you very much. everyone. My name's Sharon Mersva. I'm a Hartford resident biker, and I work with the City of Hartford Health and Human Services Department on a CDC-funded grant that promotes healthy communities. So I've worked with Violette and Jay on walk audits and a lot of good plans, safe routes to school, Vision Zero. So looking to partner with anyone who wants to join us.
That's great. Thank you very much. Is that everyone covered? Good. So we encourage you now to get up out of your seats and go talk with somebody who you've been dying to start connecting with. And grab some food as you're doing it, because Jacob is going to throw us out around 7:30 or so they can get back home.